What's happening, everybody? They call me the Midnight Moses because everything I touch keeps coming up muddy and flooded. Or is that the Midnight Noah? I got to get my biblical stories straight. I just wanted to touch base and talk about a couple things and reach out to all of you out there. When I started this thing 3 years ago, it was during the pandemic, and I just started talking into my iPhone and telling my stories. What went down in this and what would happen that. And I'm a storyteller, and it's funny and amusing and doing my thing. But as time went on, I kind of had this vision because I had this realization that nobody makes new live entertainment content for people between the ages of 45 and 65. We are an age group that is long forgotten by corporate entertainment interests. And all we get is the versions of the last group that came around that doesn't have one original member in it. So I had the concept to put together a live show designed by me. Now I've been doing shows. This is actually my 50th year. I worked my first show for money when I was 11 years old, and now I'm 61. And God knows I've seen a lot of shows, worked a lot of shows, and have always had my ideas, my own concepts of what kind of a presentation that I would like to put together, what kind of show that I would like to put together. So I had some concepts, and I got some dragged some people in, and I got some really terrific players. And I said, okay, I'm going to put a band together. We're going to make some content. It's going to be amazing, and we'll do a show out of a studio. I went to go rent a studio down in the city, and they're expensive. So I said, okay, I'm going to build my own. I'm going to build my own studio. I'll do a show out of there, and then I could take the show on the road because then the people, as in you people, could see what the show is and come out and decide if you want to buy a ticket to it or not. Have some guest artists and do some funny stuff and tell some stories, right? Do what I do. Because the truth is that at my age and my point in my career, it's all about like what do I want to do? What do I want to do? And what I want to do is play music and tell stories and have laughs. And that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm looking to do. So me and my partner Bruce, back in August, we found a building that would be terrific because first off, I could afford it, which was a plus. It's a rental, and it was perfect for our purposes. It was just an old auto garage that was by the river, waterfront, right? And when I rented it, the first thing we did is we went around to all the other people in the neighborhood, down at the restaurant, at the place down the street, and we asked everybody, "Hey, does it ever flood here?" And the people at the restaurant said, "Yeah, it flooded once last year between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It flooded. It came up to about 6 inches. It was really a disappointment, and we had a lot of work to get back in." I was like, "Ooh, 6 inches." Now, personally, I've never dealt with a flood before, right? 6 inches. So the day I get home from tour, now here's the thing. Bruce and I go in there, and we're there. We're looking at the place in August. We're there in September, power washing the floors, which is looking back. I mean, what a tremendous waste of time that was. Power washing the floors because the floors smelled like automotive oil, and that's not the thing that I wanted. So then we spent the month of October. I hung tarps because being in the TV business, I don't know how to make anything nice. I only know how to make it look nice, right? So I tarped the four walls. I bought 150 feet of pipe and drape, and I draped it. And I bought outdoor carpet, six by 26 foot rolls. Laid that out there, so we had the floor treatment, had the wall treatment, and actually it sounded pretty good. Part of my idea for a live show really revolved around a video wall and having good video content. I have a friend of mine in the that runs a place in the city, but to go down there and book the place for 2 days, and then, and then dicking around with the content. It's like, man, that's really not how I want to do it. I really want my own place. So subsequently, I bought my own video wall, which everyone said I was crazy. Not the first time I've heard that, but I bought my own video wall, man. So we get our first rehearsals in November, late November. We build the video wall. We get all the audio in there, and we're ready to start the show. And I have to go on tour for 3 months in December, 3 weeks in December. And my plan is I'm going to come back, and we're gonna start the show, right? So the day I get home from tour, which was the 19th of December, on the 20th, we get a flood warning. Well, I'm really not worried about it because all the gear is up, right? I bought an outdoor video wall because I was concerned about water intrusion. And I was concerned that if this whole project doesn't work out, at least I can move to Florida and have an outdoor billboard in the video wall. So I'm looking at the ADT cameras because I got cameras around the place, and I'm watching the water go up. And Bruce goes down there and sends me a picture. Goes, you know what? There is some water on the floor. It's about there's some little puddles here and there, and the water's coming up. And that seems to be the worst of it. I was like, oh, okay, not so bad. Man, I look at that camera 4 hours later, and the water like the street had just completely disappeared. The street disappeared. My parking lot disappeared because I got a fenced in lot. Everything disappeared. We go back in the next day, and it was 18 inches of water. 18 in the whole building, 18 inches of water. And because I had everything up, right? But the only thing I didn't have up is that I forgot about is I had 5 wedges, my floor monitors that I'd put behind the video wall as a ballast. You're supposed to have sandbags. Didn't have sandbags. I used what I have. We walked back in there. The speakers were on the floor. It's like, how'd they get on the floor? They floated. They floated and then landed on the floor. There I am pouring water. Oh yeah, we got wedges. Sucks. Out of my wedges, huge disappointment. I lose 5 components. The horns survived. If you know anything about horns, at least they're sealed. But I lose 5 components, and that's a drag. So get everything. Okay, so everything goes up 1 inch higher. Then last week, we get a little bit of rain, and we get that snow. And man, one more time, 18 inches of water. But this time, my cases floated and toppled everything that was on the case, and I lost my subs that I literally just bought them the previous week, and lost my Ampeg, which it's like one of the only pieces, one of the few pieces that I bought actually brand new. My Ampeg. So lost that, and that's a loss as far as that's concerned. The components are what it's all about. So I'm in California this past weekend, and I'm supposed to have a delivery of some more speakers come to the shop. But I called the sound company that's delivering them. I said, listen, I don't want anything delivered to my shop. It might rain. So drop them to my house. So they don't take them to my house. Now, these cabinets are 250 pounds a piece. I'll say 250 pounds a piece. So there was no putting them up on anything, and they ended up not coming to my house for a delivery thing. But I'm in California. I'm getting ready to do this show. We're loading in all day long, and I'm looking at the ADT all day long, and I'm getting text messages from friends of mine. Like, have you seen what's happening at the roundout and the area where my building is? And man, I look at the ADT, and everything is underwater. Everything is underwater. So much happens once a year. So much for a once in a century, once in a this flood. I mean, and this one, this this was the one. This was not 18 inches of water. This was just about waist deep, and I'm wiped out at this moment. I don't know if you know anything about flood insurance, but here's the thing: if you live in a flood zone where it's going to flood, nobody's going to give you flood insurance. So that's what that is. And so I'm eating it and it sucks and it puts me way back. And the thing is too that I actually bought a stage, a real stage. I spent every penny that I made on tour buying a stage I didn't want, so I could put everything up on the stage in the building. And I found a stage out of Miami that was a college was selling. I bought it, but they didn't have the legs and the uprights. So I'm having the manufacturer make those for me, and that's what that is. So that seems to be it for me and that location. Seems to be it. I mean, the fact that we were there August, September, October, November, and half of December, and not one drop of water in that fucking building. And then now I'm Captain Nemo. It was real a blindside. I mean, the first one was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And the second one with the snow melt. I mean, wow, with everyone in the neighborhoods telling me that this has never happened before. This is a once in a century thing. I said, I don't know, once in a century, this century, that century, but it certainly is ugly. Certainly is ugly. And I'm all about getting this show up no matter what, So I'm just going to rebuild. My vision goes on to do some quality rock and roll adult entertainment for those between the ages of 45 and 65, and anybody else that wants to jump in and watch it, listen to it, laugh to it, and sing along and do all our favorite classic rock things. And that's what it is. I'm reaching out today because I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for $5. I wanted to ask you for $2, but it turns out GoFundMe won't do $2. They will do 5. If you could throw 5 to Roadies and Rock Stars to help us rebuild, I mean, that would be awesome. If you just want to send whatever and a wink and a smile and your support, that's great too. If you want to tell me I'm a tremendous douchebag, you certainly would not be the first one, probably this weekend. But that's where I'm at, guys. So I was planning on spending January doing this show, and I've made a tremendous amount of content, the hours, and me and the band doing the UFO Strangers in the Night album from top to bottom, and all this other great music that we love as fans. Everything is just on hold, and it's a drag. It's a drag.
Never Google a GIF for It's a Drag. Believe me.
It is what it is. I'm not going to cry about it, but it's been a big hit. I mean, I've been planning this for years, and collecting all this gear has been a bit of a process, as you could all imagine. It is what it is, man. And I'm just trying to get this show happening, And with your support, God willing, we can get this thing back on sooner than later. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. My best to everyone out there. Anything else I could think of? What are you going to do? I mean, all I want to do is make music and tell jokes, have a good time, and have some laughs. The thing about this whole thing about this classic music that we're all talking about in this concert experience is that we're all fans, like there's this just collective fandom between all of it. I'm a fan. You're a fan. We all love this music, love these bands, love the live concert experience from back in the day, from the fresh ones that are happening, and I just want to be able to have an entertainment platform for us adults, to enjoy. So that's what I'm saying. I appreciate all the support and all the love from everybody. I tell you what, it's been really terrific, and that's what I know, man. Rock on, and that's what I know. Thanks again, man.